Hi, everyone. Welcome to Joyful Journeys. The newsletter has been in effect on LinkedIn since January 2022, but this is our first video feature of Joyful Journeys. And today we welcome Gabby Herencia. Say hi, Gabby.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
So Gabby Herencia, her pronouns are she, her, and ella. She is a community builder and philanthropic connector. She's passionate about inspiring donors to become change makers in their communities and beyond. She's a fabulous human being, and she also believes in building a culture of philanthropy and continuing to bring equity, diversity, and inclusion in conjunction with community-centric fundraising practices. All of that is to say that she knows a lot about the world of fundraising and development in the nonprofit sector, and that she's a fabulous human being. And so we're just going to talk to her for a few minutes today. Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Marcia. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here today for this brief chat because, as you know, but the audience does not, we've known each other for about 6 years now.
A long time.
A long time. I was the employment specialist, AKA career coach at Jewish Family Service in San Diego. And when I worked there, you were in the AmeriCorps program. Tell us just a brief bit about that, Gabby.
Yeah, so I was in my second year of AmeriCorps at Jewish Family Services, and I worked in the volunteer department, onboarding, training volunteers, recruiting volunteers so that we can build capacity at the nonprofit organization. And in conjunction, we were part of a cohort. So we were like 15 AmeriCorps members, each of us at a different volunteer department, at a different nonprofit organizations, and we would come together for workshops and trainings, some of which had to do with professional development, thanks to Marcia.
Yeah, and so I did some work with the AmeriCorps cohort, talking about LinkedIn, resume, interviewing, some of the fundamental job readiness skills, and that's how we got to know each other. But we've maintained our relationship, and it's actually grown deeper and more significant since that. But you didn't stay at AmeriCorps, obviously. You've had several positions since then. Give us a brief update on what you've been doing since AmeriCorps.
Yeah, since AmeriCorps, one of the AmeriCorps cohort members was currently the AmeriCorps at the San Diego Women's Foundation. And through that connection, she invited me to meet Katie Sawyer, who is the executive director. So I had the opportunity to be employed there after my 11-month service term.
Mm-hmm.
It was at the foundation where I found my passion for fundraising, and I just I wanted to go all in. And so I found my mentor, Brian Zubano, who is the current VP there at San Diego Foundation. I did my certificate in fundraising and development at UCSD Extension. I've done fundraising academy with the Sanford Institute of Philanthropy. Oh gosh. I did Candid, a lot of workshops, a lot of an AFP, and I joined AFP.
And that is the Association for Fundraising Professionals, correct? Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
we'll talk a bit more about that. So it sounds like, when you moved to this new position, you found your passion and you didn't stop there. You went and reskilled, upskilled, got certificates and a lot of training and development. Why was that important to you?
I really wanted to elevate myself to employers. So I was a coordinator there, and there wasn't any room for me to move across to the San Diego Foundation or move up because the San Diego Women's Foundation was only 3 full-time staff members at the time. And so I knew that I really wanted to pursue a career in fundraising. And so I really thought about what steps could I take to grow and show that I have this knowledge and that I'm just looking for the opportunity to put it into practice.
So one of the things I can say about Gabby over the past 6 years is that you have been very strategic about growing your career and advancing in your career and not simply waiting for an opportunity, but upskilling, networking, volunteering, working in your organization, AFP, being a part of that organization. And I've seen how that's really launched you. After you were at the Women's Foundation, where did you go from there?
I went to Reality Changers, and man, I really miss working there. I had an amazing supervisor, Dawn Wenzel, and I really got to wear multiple hats. Like, because I worked under her leadership, I learned individual campaigns, peer fundraising, event fundraising, We also did monthly giving, individual giving, grassroots fundraising, and we really got to build a culture of philanthropy there from the ground up. So that definitely influenced a lot of my success and just well-roundedness as a fundraiser.
Sounds like a cornucopia of fundraising at Reality Changers. Just so for people who don't know, can you tell us what Reality Changers is?
Yeah, so Reality Changers is a nonprofit organization and they serve first generation, I would even say high school and college students. These are folks from or young people from diverse backgrounds who might be LGBT identified, might be low income, undocumented, who are graduating from high school for the first time, accessing college for the first time, and graduating from college for the first time.
Yeah,
So
and being
I
able
love
to
working with students.
being able to support them is so important, not only for their sake, but because we need a better world. And if everyone has, equal access and can get the education and advancement that they need, we all benefit. So you didn't stay there.
Didn't stay at Reality Changers. I had an opportunity to work with a colleague, Danny Dawson at Cal Western as a major gift officer there. And while I was there, I was able to secure major gifts for student scholarships. And that was also really cool because I got to continue to work with students, which is my preferred audience in terms of fundraising and directly for that group of people.
And from there, that led to your awesome opportunity where you are now, continuing on this theme of working with young people, working with students. Tell us all about your current role and why you love it.
Yeah, so now I'm the director of community giving at Peer Health Exchange. We're a national nonprofit organization, and we specialize in providing health education to young people of, again, diverse backgrounds who might be underrepresented. And we focus on sexual health, mental health, and substance use. And all the things that they're learning are things I wish I learned, as a young adult. You know that my mom has schizophrenia, and my
Mhm.
older sister had a teen pregnancy at a very young age. And so um, the mission really resonated with me personally. And so I couldn't imagine myself not going into this opportunity to be able to advocate for a mission that's, again, very personal to me and be able to raise funds for students who are trying to gain that knowledge at such a critical age.
Wonderful. So, Gabby, over the years, right, we started working together at AmeriCorps, and then we've developed this mentor-mentee relationship. Although I definitely feel like we're colleagues at this point. We've even done some career workshops together that you've presented on LinkedIn, and I participated. I felt so honored. Explain to folks maybe some of the work that we've done over the course of the last 6 years and what kind of impact it's had on you and how you've been able to grow your career as a result.
Well, Marcia, definitely LinkedIn. I'm a huge proponent of LinkedIn and even just resume writing, cover letter writing. And the one thing that has stuck with me since the day you led our professional development workshops as AmeriCorps Fellow were testimonials. And as someone who is in a career where it's very relationship based,
Mhm.
those testimonials have been critical to my success. And just being able to capture what, the best customer service looks like with a donor, what their great experience looks like, and be able to communicate that to future employers has just really been the cherry on top for me. Aside from that, as I mentioned earlier, LinkedIn and just networking and the intention behind who are your connections in LinkedIn. You know that the majority of my connections are typically fundraisers,
Mhm.
and I've been very intentional of trying to find fundraisers of color in that network. And so, anytime I need a system of support, like I have those individuals there hyping me up, engaging with me. And so, that has really been another huge pivotal moment for me is just
Mhm.
networking and talking to fundraisers who are in the shoes that I want to be in one day. And so just getting to learn the difference between cold networking and warm networking and really utilizing LinkedIn in the way that you showed us has again made me very successful. And I'm at the point where now people are reaching out to me and asking me to go to coffee with them. And I was just sharing with my mentor, it's so surreal. I was like, I never thought I'd see myself in this position, but now others are coming to me as a leader, as an innovator, as an advocate, and as a mentor. And so it's just been honestly just really rewarding to be able to do that because of all the skills you taught me at the age
Oh.
where I was entering, the career field, big girl job.
Well, working with you has been one of my career highlights and joys over the past 6 years. I would also say that Gabby is a networker extraordinaire. She's one of those super networkers. That's what you need to do is it's fine to network, but find the people that are going to help you expand your network and people who are really going to be your champions. And Gabby's definitely one of those people. I know that over the years, I've actually sent some of my clients her way to learn more about fundraising, to get support, to, get some mentoring. So I thank you for that. You have really returned the favor, so to speak. Where
Yeah,
do you see yourself
likewise.
next, Gabby?
That's a great question. Oh man, I feel like I'm in where I want to be next. I haven't I've always wanted to be a director. I've always wanted to be able to manage my own team, make decisions, and like have the agency that I have to
Mhm.
continue to stay true to my values of like diversity, equity, inclusion while getting to fundraise and advocate and support these students that are in need of a cause that we can help provide. And so it's really difficult to think like where I want to be next because I'm so happy with where I am now. And I feel like the world is kind of my oyster. And I didn't even think that this position existed where it wasn't even until I went to the AFP lead conference where I met C-level fundraisers and saw that there was more than just a director position, but there was individuals who were national directors
Mm.
or who oversaw 10 college campuses. And so and then when I found this position, I was like, wow, I get to fundraise on a national level. And so, yeah, I don't know what's next for me, but I really want to utilize this position and honestly stay here for as long as I can because I really love Peer Health Exchange and I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth here too. Yeah, so it's really hard to say
Well,
where I'm
yeah,
gonna go.
where you want to be next doesn't necessarily have to be a physical place, but I think it is important, and you recognize this, to think about your career as a journey, not a destination. And
Mhm.
so you can always be satisfied where you are, but also thinking about how can I be better? How can I be of more service? How can I enrich myself professionally? One of the things I just heard you say, and you reiterated again that you're involved with a professional organization.
Mhm.
AFP stands for Association for Fundraising Professionals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
You've
you're
actually
on
helped me get really involved with them to provide career services. But what I want people to recognize about what you said is that I'm involved in my industry's professional organization, and that has allowed you to grow and develop your career. Sometimes people think networking is just finding someone on LinkedIn or talking to someone that you used to work with. But one of the best things people can do to grow professionally is to join the professional organizations for their industry, learn, upskill if they need to, make connections, take on leadership roles, and
Yeah,
do committee work. And that can really advance your career, don't you think?
absolutely. And with that, I'd love to add that yes, I'm still very involved with AFP. I currently serve as the IDEA chair, which is our version of DEI. So we chair that committee alongside Stacy, who is the VP of the committee.
Mhm.
And so I serve on the board of AFP because I hold that position in our organization. And actually, I'm still very involved with Reality Changers. I'm still fundraising for them and I actually just signed up to be a tutor with them.
Mm.
I actually applied to lead, but realized that I don't have the financial means to do lead San Diego this year. I took my CFRE exam twice. I didn't pass, but I'm okay. And we'll revisit that again in the future. I also applied to mentor with Mana de San Diego,
Love
and I
Mana.
wasn't. I know they're so cool. So I'm really trying to find, um, yeah, like you said, like opportunities to continue evolving, continuing to utilize my skills and give back in other ways. I'm still involved with my sorority, and so we have like a chapter at UC San Diego, which is where I did my undergrad, and so very much involved with their events. And actually, there's one undergrad I recently connected with who wants to be an engineer, and I've connected her to my mom, my stepmom, who's an engineer, and she's getting an internship from that. So I'm constantly just trying to elevate others and uplift them into the careers that they want to be, because that's just a passion that has really rubbed off on me, thanks to you, Marcia.
Well, I've really enjoyed the discussion, but before we go, what is your best piece of career advice to job seekers and people who just want to advance their careers in general? What would you say?
Yeah, I would say networking number one. So no matter where you want to go to, whether you want to be a fundraiser, you want to be a Googler, you want to go into finance, start finding those individuals on LinkedIn or check around your friends and family and just see if they know anybody who's in the field, so you can start learning what skills and experience you need to start, elevating yourself on your resume and your cover letter. Are there volunteer experiences that you can do? Can you intern somewhere and start um, doing that? Even if you're transitioning careers too, like which skills are transferable, which ones aren't.
Mhm.
And then what I like to tell people is, if you want to work at Google, look on LinkedIn and see if you know anybody currently at Google that might be in your network, or if you know a friend of a friend, right? And start making those connections. So networking and relationship building has really been the number one career advice I'd give to folks. Just go out there, invite them to coffee, set up a Zoom, make a phone call, and just start picking people's brains, is what I say. And then find a mentor, because that's really what sold it for me. Like, if it wasn't for Brian, who was like, you need to join AFP. Do you want to do Fundraising Academy? Here are some books and just like podcasts, just finding that person who can connect you and give you all the resources you need to set you up for success is like my other piece of advice that I probably leave off on.
I think those are two great pieces of advice. I mean, it's all about relationship building. I've really enjoyed our conversation today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just thank you, Marcia, for inviting me to do Joyful Journeys with you. I'm so appreciative of everything you've done for me since the first day that I've met you till now. And I honestly can't be more grateful for just your relationship and your mentorship, and just for you to continue to support any decision that I make in terms of my career. And I'm just so excited that we get to continue to work with each other and network with other clients of yours. It's really like made my love tank very full.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I hope we continue to be connected for a long time. I want you to come to my retirement party. I want to
Yeah.
go to your retirement party. Well, thanks again, Gabby. I really appreciate it. And you have a great day.
Thanks. Bye, Marcia. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.